It was all a dream. 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 It was all.
Welcome to the It Was All a Dream podcast. Today's guest has to be one of my favorite people. Why? Because he sees me every week. And he has to take care of making sure I look my best. Well, he plays a role in that, a pivotal role in that. He's my barber. I need you guys to give a nice, warm welcome to Marcus Pollack.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for having me, Rob.
How you doing today, sir?
Good. Day off, just with the family. I had a dentist appointment earlier, so I had to make sure these pearly whites stay clean.
Stay clean.
But it was a chill day.
Most definitely.
Relaxing day, yeah.
Most definitely. So we're just going to jump straight into things.
Yes, sir.
As far as how you got into business and things of that nature, touch on some of everything. I know you and I chat every time I sit in your seat. So
yes, sir.
I've learned a lot of things, but it's going to be some things that we'd like for you to share with the people as well.
I'm willing to share.
Cool.
Thanks for the opportunity, Rob.
Most definitely.
A little nervous. Let's put that out there. It's my first podcast. My favorite podcast so far. So.
It's going to be your favorite podcast.
I know. It's all a dream.
No, I appreciate you. What inspired you to, become a barber, and how'd you get started?
You know what? It's something that came to me at a young age, and not many people could say that you found your gift or your blessing that early. I just happened to be blessed to achieve that at a young age. I have nephews, so I'm the baby in the family.
Okay.
I have nephews. We're only about 10 years apart, and I was still a kid, but I found myself in the restroom just lining their hair up. Just
what age?
I had to been 12, 13. Yeah. And they were 3-4 years old. So yeah. So I don't know what caused me to just line them up. I got bored.
We got to backtrack a little bit. How did you get a pair of clippers and decide, hey, I want to start trimming people up?
Yes, at the time it was my brother-in-law's trimmers. So They just have trimmers in the restroom. They used to live in California, so in the summer breaks, my mom, they used to fly us out to California, hang out with my sisters for the week or for the month.
Okay.
And there's times at the house, I was just kicking it. I was like, let me try to line your hair up. I don't know where it came from, but
you just ended
something
up
about making them look good just was appealing to me.
Right.
And that's kind of how it started. Didn't know anything about it at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I was really just messing them up the whole time, But
so age 12, you just practicing throughout time, and
it wasn't even like I'm trying to become a barber. It was literally just, let me just clean this little hair up right here. I don't know. It's like, It don't look right. Let me get that right. But it had nothing to do with I didn't know I was gonna be a barber yet. Mm-hmm. I had no vision of cutting hair in life. That didn't start till about high school. And I think in high school, it's just something that was I wanted to be cool,
mm-hmm.
Something to I guess you could say fit in or it was just a cool thing to do. Who gave you that fresh cut? Oh, Marcus from third period. Yeah, he hooked me up. So nice. I think I kind of wanted that coolness.
Mm-hmm.
So that was in high school, just cutting up the homies on the porch, in mom's garage, restroom, wherever we could just cut hair. That's what we did. And it just became a hobby,
mm-hmm.
something that, passion. The hobby turned into a passion, something I kept wanting to do. Watched a lot of YouTube videos, and then just found myself just wanting to get better at this.
Nice. Did you have any family members that were cutting hair, worked in salons or anything? So it was just really off the cuff as far as deciding this is something you want to play around with. And
it's just something that was cool at the time. And then the more I kept doing it, the more I fell in love with it. And then I just noticed I always wanted to just get better at it. Mm-hmm. I think my mom says I had an uncle that used to cut hair, but I'm not too sure. she always says it, but I don't know. I don't.
You said you're
no
the baby
family,
out of the siblings?
Yeah. There's five total, five siblings. I'm the youngest one. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Any other entrepreneurs in the family?
So my parents, they do Primerica, which is life insurance, auto insurance. You know, I grew up. And man, it's funny because I used to think they're the boringest things ever, but going to the conventions with them, and you know, they took us on trips. And now that I look back, it was something that I'm grateful to be a part of. That they did that for us. They always wanted me to get in that business. It just wasn't my business, but I think that's something that was just instilled in me too at a young age, without even knowing it. Like in hindsight, right? So I never told them this, so they'll probably be watching this, but they did, you know, they did their part. They helped the business mindset of what I have,
and doing things on your own, creating your own path. Did you have any other siblings that stepped out and decided to be entrepreneurs as well, or
not so much? You know, I had sisters that went to college and all that, but out of all of us, I would say I was the one that I guess has their own business. But yeah.
Okay, so take me after you went to high school and you decided, you know, hey, you know, I'm getting pretty good at this. What was next for you?
It's funny because I kind of put it off. I was still always cutting hair on the side, but I was just working like these call center jobs, warehouse. I've been on every warehouse on the west side you could think of, or Amazon, Fry's, Target, whatever.
Right.
I really didn't start to get my license, that journey, until I was 22, almost 23, and I didn't actually get in the barbershop till I was 25.
What was the wake up call?
I always knew I wanted to do it. It was a matter of just getting the license, and then with the schooling at the time, it was something that had to been out of pocket. But I kind of looked into a cosmetology school, so I actually went to a cosmetology school.
Okay.
It's a little different, but nonetheless, you still get a license. But with the cosmetology school, it still allowed me to work during the day. I go to school at night, and then you didn't have to pay for it until it was like 6 months after you graduate. So I just knew I had to get into it at a certain point because I knew this is what I wanted to do. So
you're like, I got to figure something else. Get out of these
because them warehouse jobs, man, too many politics, man. It's crazy.
No, definitely. So what was your first step out as far as like doing your own thing? Did you work for another shop, or did you go straight into it like, I'm going to open my own business first?
Right. I knew before barbering, I did want to own my own business. That was something that you know, I had a vision of. It was a matter of like, how do we get to that?
Right.
So with that, it was like, okay, I know I want to be in a spot in a shop where I'm trying to grow clientele. Once I have the clientele and enough money saved up, then we can make that next move. But let me put myself in a location where that's where I want to open up my own shop, because it makes sense to move those clients, you know, down the street versus across, you know, the city where you're going to lose like over half your clients.
Yep.
So I did start at a shop, and it was it's Mesa, it's Tempe Mesa. It's on the corner of Dobson University.
Okay.
Pion Styles Barbershop. Shout out to Oscar. He has the mustache. You'll see him eventually.
Most definitely.
He gave me the opportunity to cut there. Since day one in his shop, it's been nothing but love. I knew that's the spot I was going to be at until it took, until I took the time to build the clientele and save enough money. And I was there for 4 years cutting before I was able to do what I have now. So 4 years of just consistent building.
So with that, it was more about stacking financially and making sure you're good financially, as well as making sure you had a decent amount as far as clients that would be following you if you were to step away.
Correct. Okay. Yeah. The clientele, you got to make the money. You got to save the money.
Right.
To invest. But the clientele was the most important part, because without them and without the clientele I have, this wouldn't be possible. So
right.
I appreciate it. You know, everybody that's ever sat in my chair, thank you for that opportunity. But yeah, it was a matter of just building that clientele.
And what do you feel is like the biggest challenge that you faced opening your shop when you did decide to step away and do your own thing?
Yes. It was, I don't know. I think I was just judging myself as far as like, you know, because I was in my 20s still, like, and not that I care about what other people think, but it's just, I don't know, you kind of just judge yourself and you're like, man, am I too young to open up a shop? You know, I look up to other barbers that I follow and stuff, and you know, in my opinion, they're way above me as far as what I think, as far as you know, the way they cut and clientele. And in my eyes, was it like, man, are they gonna judge me if I open up a shop? Just in a matter of, you know, a short amount of time. But that quickly, you know, went over my head. I said, okay, let's get it. I think the biggest part was just not knowing. You know, I had the money saved up, but you just never know what's gonna happen.
Stepping out on faith and seeing what's gonna happen.
It was scary, man. But I'm glad I did it. And it's funny because when we opened 6 months in, you know, it was only me and 2 other barbers, and then that's when COVID hit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 6 months in, we had to shut down for a month. That was just a weird, like scary time. We just didn't know what was gonna happen. So yeah, when COVID hit, we was just, hey, we got to shut down. I didn't know what the government was gonna do if they caught us cutting. Looking back, we would have been fine, but you know, I was bringing clients to the house. That's why I'm thankful for the clients that stuck with me.
Showing the loyalty through that process.
And that's what I mean. You want that clientele to follow you. And sure enough, they kept me alive for that month that we had to stay shut down. And
so you guys were only down for a month during that time?
Officially a month, but honestly, bro, it was like a whole year. It was, you know how weird COVID was, like, especially in the beginning, like before the vaccines and all that. It was like, we weren't sure, like, do we have to go out? You know, can we go outside? Let's stock up on toilet paper and water. Like, we didn't know what the hell was going on. So no one wanted to just go out, especially the type of work we do, which is, you know, you
got to be closer than 6 feet.
Yeah,
to make that happen.
No one was trying to get a cut like that. So I would say for a whole year, man, it was just slow. Like, we didn't see a lot of people in the shop other than like our regulars, and it was just like, I'm like, man, are we ever gonna get past this? I mean, sure enough, yeah, we did, but yeah, it was just a weird time.
So 6 months into having your shop, that's when it happened?
Yeah, 6 months.
Wow. You have a nest egg set to the side so you can be like stable as far as that went, or how did you weather the storm?
I had some funds in case we didn't know a pandemic was going to happen, but I had some funds saved up if I needed those extra few months of buffer, you know, to cover rent. Mm-hmm. Looking back, there was actually a lot of help as far as like, you know, unemployment cut us a few checks, PPP loans, SBA loans. Mm-hmm. If you called your Cox Wi-Fi bill, your car note, they were giving you months free, and not even you have to pay it back. Just, all right, we'll give you a couple months if you just mentioned COVID. So there was actually a lot of help after the fact that I didn't know about, but I'm glad that there was that help. So
that was nice that you were able to weather the storm during that time frame, because
100%.
I know that was really rough for a lot of entrepreneurs like yourself, different business lines, just trying to figure out what was next for them. So
yeah, scary time. I know gyms and stuff kind of took a big hit.
Yeah,
like those type of businesses, you know. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm glad we were able to get past that. You know?
A story about the gym. We were outside during that time period. So what my trainer did is he had took us outside, and we'd meet over at in Tempe. For those that are out in Tempe or familiar with Kiwanis Park, we were out in Kiwanis Park, and he'd have us set up in different areas. You know, trying to do what he felt made the most sense as far as like what they wanted to see regulated if they were to come out there.
Right.
I mean, we're outside in hindsight, but
six feet away. And all that,
yeah, but we're just going different stations, still touching some of the same stuff. But he was doing what he could to try to be mindful of the situation as far as what was going on with COVID and us obviously being.
So it was just a pivot move, you know. Yeah. Same with the cutting hair. I just brought them to the house.
With that happening too, were you already setting appointments? Were you by appointment before COVID hit, or were you just?
Yes. Yeah. So when I first opened the shop, we were appointment based. Mm-hmm. The 2 years prior to that at Oscars, I was there for 4. So for the first 2 years, it was all walk-ins. Mm-hmm. And then the last 2 years I was there, we implemented the appointments. And, you know, that's just client, the barber, everybody wins with appointments. You know, we always take walk-ins no matter what. But.
I'm a huge fan of appointments.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Because of, you know, shout out to everybody with kids and stuff. But I just want to be clear. Somebody walk in and they got 4 boys they got to get cut.
Right.
It's just like,
yeah,
I don't want to wait. I don't got 5 hours.
There was times you pull up on a Saturday and you thought you got there early.
Yeah.
But, come to find out, you got to wait 2 hours.
Everybody's early.
Everybody got there early. So, yeah, appointments definitely changed the game. Well, now that, you could book it online now and through the apps and stuff.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
Huge fan. I'll never change that. Share one of your most memorable moments from when you first started cutting.
Okay. Let me think. In the shop. In the shop. Yeah. I think it was the time, I think when like your parents see you cut. So it was like when my dad first got a cut.
Oh, okay.
First time, that was cool. Just able to bring family in. Yeah, it was just something that they knew I was passionate about. So they were able to support in that way.
Nice.
I never charged my dad, but he supported me just by coming to the shop.
Of course. Did he like the cut though?
Oh yeah. I've been cutting him up forever. He hasn't had to pay for a haircut in 15 years. But they come to see me at the shops and stuff. So I don't even do the house thing no more. So the fact that they come in to support me. So I remember that was a big deal when they first came in, especially open up the shop to, them coming in and just being proud to see what I have and all that. Yeah. So that's always cool.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
How would you say the industry's changed since you started, aside from prices?
Oh, yeah, no. I definitely with Instagram and TikTok, you see all types of styles. There's the crop cuts, all the designs. Mm-hmm. Barber battles are huge. A lot of barber expos. As far as what you see going to those, mm-hmm. the different, just all the textured cuts, the styles of cuts. It's different, man. It ain't just a fade no more. They're painting. They're throwing the glitter in the hair. It's like it's a freestyle cut, but
right.
Yeah, it's definitely changed a lot as far as like just your basic fade now. So someone that could, everybody could fade. I used to tell my barbers every barber could fade, but what makes you stand out to this client that it's just not a basic fade. So sometimes learning the crop cuts and all that textured cuts is could elevate your barber game.
Yeah, and clientele through that process as well.
Exactly.
What would you say sets you apart as a barbershop when you think about the other barbershops in the community?
I like the people we have in there, the clients and the barbers. Mm-hmm. I feel like we're real authentic. There's some time where we just talk shit, and there's other times where we keep it, when moms come in and stuff. Right. But I just feel like the environment that we have is super chill, super laid back, but professional at the same time. And it's just a cool atmosphere to be in. And then it's a great place to get your haircut. So
yeah, I'm a huge fan of that myself, just because I'm really big on energy and vibes. That's probably like one of the biggest things that I was probably drawn to when I started first coming to you guys. But I think a little over 2 years ago, because I started with Freddie, then JB.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Now I got the owner.
The real one.
Now I got the owner cutting me. I know you're not going nowhere.
Yeah.
Shout out to JB though. Shout out to Freddie as well.
Yes.
Hope all is well with both you gentlemen.
Miss those guys. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How important is customer service, do you feel, in your line of work?
So you guys, all my barbers, I tell them I don't care if your cut's not where it needs to be, as mm-hmm. long as your customer service is A1 right now. Like that's really all I'm focused on. Mm-hmm. It's huge. It's we're in the industry of service. So other than the cut, we want to provide a good service, and what comes with that is good conversation, making sure they're comfortable. So yeah, customer service is, in my opinion, in the barbershop, is more than the haircut.
No, it's definitely about that. It's about that, as well as the experience that, like you're saying, pretty much when you walk in through the doors. That's, like I said, again, for me, huge fan of like the vibe. You have a lot of younger barbers in there.
Correct.
I always walk in and I show love to everybody. I find that to be super important. Just want to see where everybody's at, make sure everybody's, in a good headspace and stuff. There's a lot of pressure on you guys to make us look better than what we did when we walked inside there. Right. So, that makes us happy, and just being able to build that relationship throughout that process as well, because we trust you with information and things that we talk about. Because like I was telling my last guest, my trainer, I told him, I said, hey, you guys deal with a lot of pressure because you have to listen, or here comes Rob. I know what he talked about last week. Just little sentiments like that go a long way, based off of memory or things that you can kind of bond with a different client about. Super important. So definitely tip my hat to you guys on that.
Thank you.
Yep. What's the most requested haircut for you? For
me, I would say the mid fade. It's either a mid fade, a low fade, or a high fade. It's a fade, really. Skin fade. So it comes. You can either get high, mid with a drop. I think the mid drop is real popular right now. Mm-hmm. It's just the mid and it just comes down right here. I say I get a lot of those, a lot of mid fades for sure. I know that the Edgar's been around for a while now. I don't get too many of those. I know D, my other barber, gets those a lot. But I've been cutting for 10 years, so I feel like a lot of my clientele is just the same old mid fade that they get. And nothing wrong with that. It's just
right.
Make
don't
your life fix
easier.
Not broke,
Right. Most definitely. Yeah. Speaking of work, how many days a week do you work, man?
Just 5 days. When I first started at Oscars, I was doing 6 days, and there were long days, 9 to 9, and that's what was able to build my clientele at the rate I built it at. But yeah, like I said, I've been cutting for 10 years, and now that I have kids and whatnot, I try not to be in the shop too much. I still want my 2 days off. Mm-hmm. So yeah, 5 days a week. I'm in there from about 11 to 7. Saturdays, 8 to 4. So yeah, just 5 days a week.
And you had mentioned earlier about customer service and talking with your other barbers inside there. How does that work with you guys? Because everybody walks in, I'm assuming, at different times. You guys set time aside for meetings so you guys can kind of go over things, or just to kind of stay in front of situations, maybe be a little bit more personable because you want to know what's going on with your barbers, make sure everybody's cool. You don't want anybody walking in having a bad morning and you didn't know.
Right. We used to do meetings once a week when we first started. Haven't been doing them so much now. But I feel like we have a good idea of how we're feeling for the day. If there's something that is are you off or are you okay? That's something that, we just pull aside and just talk about it. But a lot of times everybody's, they seem like they hang up the problems at the door. Mm-hmm. They come in, they do what they're supposed to do in the shop, respectful and professional. And yeah. So we could have more meetings though.
What do you feel is the funniest or the strangest request you've received from a client in regards to a haircut?
Oh man, honestly, it hasn't happened to me, but Damien. So a guy came out with a printed picture it was a haircut with the beard. It was a good fade. He showed D. He's like, hey, I just want this beard though, nothing else. And
so he had hair, or he didn't have?
He had hair. He just wanted the beard. It was weird, man. He would get a cut somewhere else, but come into our shop just for the beard. Yeah, it was the weirdest thing. But he was like, "Yeah, I got you." So I think he let D keep the image, the printed out image,
right?
And he put it on his mirror for the longest time. So anytime he came back, he's like, "Oh yeah, I got you on the beard."
They had the pictures of 1 through 20.
Right. Remember the old school? Yeah. The poster on the wall? Yeah. It was like that, but just one big old image of a haircut. But he just wanted the beard. Yeah, I don't know.
What's the most cuts you've done in a day, man? Because, you say 9. You were doing, 9 to 9 before when you first started?
Yeah, so we were busting out 30-minute cuts, cut and beard. We give it an hour, but we get it done in 40, 45 minutes. So when I first started, I was doing about 15 to 20 a day. Yeah. Even 12 cuts a day was like a slower day at that shop. We were just busting them out. So on average, like an average busy Friday, Saturday, it would be about close up to 20 cuts a day for sure.
You want to know why I picked the time that I pick in regards to getting cut? I get my hair cut every Saturday, mind you.
Religiously.
Religiously, between 12 to 12:30. And the reason why, I'll go ahead and preface this. I get my hair cut every week because I work in sales. I'm always in front of people. Or when I do have meetings, I'm in front of them, whether it's virtual. And I just want to be the best
sharp.
me. Yeah, I got to be the best me as possible. And plus, growing up, my dad was, heavily into, making sure upkeep was on point.
Yeah.
As far as that went. So until I reached my teenage years and grew my hair out and did a bunch of wild stuff at that point, if I wasn't going through that phase, if it came to a fade, I gotta stay in the barbershop at least.
Right.
At least
once a week.
At least once a week.
People gotta see you.
Yeah, man.
You're an important man, Rob. We need you.
Most definitely. What advice would you give somebody that's looking to start their own shop?
Like I said, when I first started, definitely save the money up. You want to have the funds, not only to open up the shop, but you want to have enough for the first year in case anything happens to pay rent and what have it. Definitely clientele. Make sure you have a strong clientele that's willing to travel with you.
When you had came up with like, I got X amount of dollars saved up, I have X amount of clientele that's gonna help this situation. Was there a ballpark number that you were thinking that you needed to be at? It
was different. I opened 5 years ago. What we charge now versus back then. I was charging $20 back then. Now it's double that, if not more. It don't take a lot of overhead, but it wasn't nothing crazy. I don't know. Do you want me to give you a number?
40, 50 people?
You talking about clients?
Yeah.
I thought you meant the money.
No, money. Yeah, I'm not pocket watching.
Okay. Client wise, as long as you just are booked out 80% of your 5 days a week. So if you work Tuesday through Saturday, as long as you're booked out consistently 80%, even throughout the summer, then I would say that's a good strong clientele that you have right there. For sure.
So about 40 people then.
40, 50 a week. Yeah, heads.
I'm doing the math with you.
Yeah.
Carry the one.
I just cut hair.
You do more than that. You ain't gonna open no shop and be guessing.
Calculator, bro. I got a calculator. I ain't got for calculators.
Have you been to any competitions, or is that something that you look at as being important as far as being a barber?
Yes. I go to the competitions and the expos, and I've competed in a handful of them.
Okay.
Haven't won nothing. But it's more than just competing. One, it's the rush, and I like the rush of it, the excitement you get from competing. Mm-hmm. But more so just showing up to those events, especially me opening up a shop. I kind of just wanted to get my face out there,
right,
and my name out there. So shaking hands, there's a lot of barbers I shake hands with. It's in the streets. It's big, but it's small, and I feel like in Arizona, a lot of barbers know each other. So it's good to go to these events and just reconnecting with the barbers that you haven't seen in a while.
Right.
And you follow them on Instagram and stuff, so you're showing love there too. But I do like going to the events for sure.
Mm. And how do you go about marketing to attract new clients outside of social media or word of mouth? Is there any other avenues that you take?
It's funny. In the beginning, I was kind of doing everything, man. I was paying someone, I think it was a golf. They would put me on one of their, what's it called? Like cards? One of their hole. Yeah, like a sign, like a digital sign they had on each hole.
Yeah.
A guy came in. He said, "We do flyers for the companies around this block. Pay X amount for the year. I'll put your name on here. Make sure we're on there." Mm-hmm. So I was doing everything as far as to promote, like outside of just social media mm-hmm. and word of mouth. Any opportunity that I got, I almost did the mailing thing, but it just didn't seem right, like the numbers. Yeah. But we're how the next 10,000 homes get your flyers and stuff, but yeah, man, that's kind of costly.
Like probably be a little bit old school.
It's out my budget right there. Let's just go pass around these cards.
Let me look through this paperwork and see who's offering haircuts.
Yeah, I was like, I'd rather take these business cards. We was going to the Walmart and Costco and putting them on every window. Like,
were you?
Yeah, we got kicked out of Costco because they didn't allow that. But
it was like,
yeah,
no
we was
more
old school with
you
it.
See this guy coming around here, let me know. They had a print out of your face.
Yeah, right. And he didn't have a haircut, man. He needed one.
What do you love most about being a barber, though, man?
I think the one is to this day I love to do it. I think just changing someone's day around or just making them look good just through the power of a haircut. I still enjoy the satisfaction of getting someone's hair right. On top of that, I think it's you could say the freedom you have as far as, we don't get paid if we're not cutting, but you're able to take that day off, that week off. You don't have to go through a boss or request anything. Like, you just know you got to block it off your schedule and you could take whatever day off you want.
Right. And you could potentially travel to other barbershops if you have a relationship with somebody, maybe have a chair inside their spot for like a week. I'm going to be out here taking all walk-ins or whatever.
You could take it with you. Yeah. It's a trade. So definitely have it for the rest of your life too.
Nice.
Yeah.
If you weren't a barber, what would you be doing?
You think? I don't know. I'll probably still be in that warehouse, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Nah, there got to be a plan B or something else that you was thinking before all of this.
Dang, these are good questions, Rob. I'm kind of stumped. What I would be doing, I don't know, man. I really can't see anything else. I swear I'll probably still be in the warehouse trying to work that ladder.
Trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
So the Prime America was never on the plate for you? Like, that wasn't an idea where you thought about,
I don't want to hurt my parents' feelings, but they already know. Yeah, it was never, I don't know. It's something that I just never wanted to get into. I don't know. I've always said I didn't want to. So
no doubt. What's your vision as far as the future of your barbershop? Like, what's next?
So we have 9 stations. We have 1 open. I want to be just consistently, 9 barbers, all the time. You have barbers come and go, and some elevate and do their own thing. So it's just a matter of just staying consistent with the barbers that we have in there, or the chairs we want to fill in there, all 9 chairs. I don't know, man. People ask me all the time, is there a second shop coming and what have it? But I'm not really focused on that right now. Yeah, not at the moment. I have other business ventures that I'm thinking about.
Okay.
But it's not a second shop. If anything, it would probably be a bigger spot that could potentially hold 15 to 20 chairs. But again, that's nothing I'm thinking about in the moment. But I do have some things, some ideas going. So
do barbers, because I know a couple that have came in, decided to do other business ventures. Do they come to you, the ones you currently have now, and talk with you about like what potential business ventures they're thinking about getting into and how you might be able to help assist them through that process?
I mean, we talk about it all the time in the shop, like just ideas we have and it's really a lot of it we just talking shit, really. Right. But being serious, it's they just hear things that I say. I listen to things that they say. I think it just helps us all elevate, to get to the next level as far as what they're trying to get into. And it don't have to be just barbering, whatever venture they're trying to do. I know some barbers, they're trying to buy a house, and that's something I'll share what I've gone through doing that. So things like that, for sure. Yeah, we do talk about that.
You had mentioned earlier, you had said, you've gotten to the point where you're just like, I'm 5 days in, I need my 2 days to myself. With those 2 days that you take off, how are you creating this work-life balance, and what's important to you as far as like on your days off?
Right. So the 5 days I'm in the shop, I'm focused in the shop. I'm there with my clients. I make them feel, like they're welcome, comfortable. Obviously, they're paying for a service, so I want to make sure I give that to them. And then the days off that I have, I try to take advantage and be with the family, be with the wife, the kids. It's something I we could say we all get better. No, I lie. I'm gonna say I could get better, but for the most part, I do like at least having the days off that I can to be at home for sure.
Be at home, spend time with the family.
Oh yes.
All right. Well, we have reached the part of the show that is called.
And if you don't know, now you know. 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 Now you know.
And this is the part of the show where I had the opportunity to speak with some of your other barbers, ask them questions.
Oh, let's get it.
Things that they want to know about you. So we're going to start with DT. He's been with you for a year, I believe.
Yes.
And DT wants to know, we know that you're a family guy, but he wants to know what you like to do specifically outside of work.
They know these answers. Okay. Well, besides my gambling addiction, what? Pause. Okay. Outside of work, man, I don't know. I picked up golf a little bit. I ain't gonna lie.
Fantasy football.
Yeah. Well, okay. Anything football on Sunday is yeah, for sure. Betting, fantasy, pick'ems, yeah, everything. But yeah, nothing too crazy. A little bit of golf, but it's I'm trying to get
DT,
better.
that's his answer. He's sticking with it, man. So next question comes from Kenny. Kenny's new guy.
Yes.
Brand new guy.
Cool guy.
Cool guy too.
Yeah. Okay.
What was the first thing you thought about each of your barbers when you met them?
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
We'll start with DT since
specifically.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me think. So with DT, well, okay, I'm gonna just give. I don't want to sound too corny right now. It's gonna sound cheesy as hell. I'm gonna just give a generic what I think about every barber coming in. I try not to judge, right?
Fair enough.
But I look at potential and the fact that a lot of my barbers are either referred or they actually came in the shop, shook my hand, and say, "Hey, if you have any opportunity, we'd love to be a part of this team."
Mm-hmm.
So before anything, I just look at the fact that like the potential that you had to actually step foot in the shop, shake my hand, look in my eye, and say, "Hey, I'm looking for an opportunity." I just see the potential in them as far as they're either coming from a shop that they want to elevate themselves a little better. So the fact that they want to come in here and do that, that means a lot. Or they haven't been in a shop at all, but they know about this place because they're referred from this barber that works there or that barber that works there, and they know that hey, this could be a great spot to for my career. So just the potential and the opportunity. I'm not gonna get into anything else.
Well, you must have a great eye then. That's from me to you, just because I feel like the people, as far as the other barbers that you do have in there, are super solid. Everybody's super nice all
everybody's
the time.
dope.
Different, you could tell different personalities, but there's lots of laughing always going on and good times inside there.
Great vibes. I wouldn't want to change it any other way.
Yeah.
The barbers that I used to have or having now is everybody.
Well, it says a lot about you. You know how to judge a good judge of character when it comes to people. Have you seen people that you ran across and you're just like, not so much? And how do you
like talking about like barbers that used to work with me?
No, barbers that came in and was just like, hey, I'm looking for a job.
Oh no, I don't. I keep it cool. Like it's all love.
Everybody can't be a fit.
Yeah.
So you run across somebody.
I don't have any ill will towards anybody. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna wish them bad. It just happened to not work out.
He's being very politically correct. I know he done told some people no.
I ain't gonna say no. I'm a likable guy. I want to keep it that way. So
no doubt.
So man, I ain't gonna say no. Everybody's cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Armando, I believe Armando asked this question. He's been with you for a little over a year. What is a skill you have that you don't share as much, like martial arts?
Oh, that's a
chess,
good question.
Something like that. I don't know.
It's it's the randomest shit right now. I could solve a Rubik's Cube. I don't know if that's a skill.
Fast?
Yeah, like 2 minutes. Yeah.
Is that Guinness Book of World Records?
Definitely not, but okay. I don't know. God, can you solve a Rubik's Cube? I thought it was a skill.
Did you just come about that? I mean, like, how did you figure out you had this skill?
Man, I'm telling you, YouTube, man, YouTube University, you learn anything. I think I was just bored one day and just started flipping that thing. I was like, I gotta solve this. You know,
It's like I got a skill. Look at my skill.
It's all algorithms, by the way. If you can memorize algorithms, anybody can solve it. But yeah,
definitely.
Hope that answers your question, Mondo.
He's skilled at Rubik's cubes. 2 minutes and under. Whoever wants to smoke, pull up.
I'll bring the cube tomorrow in the shop.
Pull up to the barbershop. We want to make sure the cube isn't rigged as well.
No. We ain't taking off stickers.
Who else had a question? Ruben asked a question that you kind of spoke about a little bit earlier, but he did ask, have you thought about opening another shop? And if so, where?
Yeah. So like I said before, nothing I'm thinking about in the moment right now. I do have future goals lined up. Not necessarily a second shop at the moment. If anything, it would be a bigger shop that holds more chairs, but nothing right now that I'm focused on.
Okay. And this one's anonymous. Have you ever had to fire somebody? And if so,
good question.
Why?
Yes, I have. I actually only had to fire one barber, and it just wasn't a good fit. I don't like to talk bad about nobody, but it was just a lot of confrontation between the barber and clients. It was a lot of things he was doing in the shop that the other barbers would see. His personality, I don't think he got along with a lot of people.
That's fair. If a person doesn't fit, then they don't fit.
It just wasn't the right fit. So yeah,
part ways, respectfully. Most definitely. Damien told me to ask you. He's been with you the longest, 4 years.
Correct.
Shout out, Damien. Probably the funniest. Since JB not there, you the funniest one. You the funniest one in the barbershop, hands down. Who's your favorite barber?
I knew he was gonna ask
personality wise, however you want to spin it.
Oh, dude, everybody's gonna hate me. I don't want to pick nobody, man.
You have a favorite.
I don't have a favorite.
Yeah, you do.
I love everybody equally.
You favor somebody.
Man. But D has been with me
the longest
for a long time. I love him to death. That's my guy.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it's him, but if I were to pick someone, it might have to be Damien. But I love all you guys. Don't do me like this.
Hey, he loves everybody.
This question sucks.
I did force his hand. Damien, he picked you.
He just wanted to hear it from me, I guess.
It's not based off of tenure either. He's just basing it off of like you being that guy, being funny. He's cool. I loved everybody in the shop, most definitely.
He's a cool guy.
We already talked about the COVID and how that affected you. What trends are you starting to see more with men when it comes to grooming? Because I see some shops offer, like, they even clean teeth. Some shops.
They're doing everything. Trends.
And seeing that you came from cosmetology, so you could do nails.
I think right now, man, is a lot of perms. So they not the whole hair perm, but they get the top.
Who's doing?
Guys,
perms.
Young men are getting the perm up top. The curls. What?
They really doing that?
Yeah, the rise. They get the perms. They'll get the top curl because they have straight hair. They're trying to get it curly, and then they'll fade the sides up. I do about a perm a month in the shop. Yeah.
I've yet to see that.
Oh, if you don't see it, you're gonna smell it. It's just stinky. It's the worst smell you could think of. Perms for sure. Color, a lot of guys get color too. That's starting to be trend, or it's always been a thing. But the color, they'll get they'll bleach it and then put in red or whatever color. But
I'm still kind of stuck on the perms.
Dude, the perms are it, man. Wow, it's the curls,
man.
Man, yeah,
I know people think about different ways, especially when you have a business such as yours. There's other business ventures that you could create inside that space. And what I mean by that, I see there's other products that you currently have inside there. Have you ever thought about getting into the product line of business, like, Marcus pomade or gel or shampoos or anything?
Yeah, that wasn't never really my my venture to dig into. I've never really tapped into it or explored it. It's really something I'm not really interested at all. Not to say it won't be, but no, nah. Yeah, that's not my thing. Straight up, yeah. Nah. But
okay, another one is how do you handle clients that are unsatisfied?
Oh yeah, we just had a. Well, that was different. Never mind.
We here now.
Oh yeah, he tried to skip out on us, man. But it wasn't even the unsatisfaction part. He was just already not looking to pay. Anyways, it's we still keep it professional. It may not have been the fade they want or something that was like they think it was just wasn't blended enough. But they were cool. They were good people. They just wasn't what they're looking for. So I just approached him. Hey, I apologize. If there's anything he could do to fix it, or if you want to wait, I could fix it for you. If not, I'm not gonna make you pay for a cut that you don't like. So if you want, man, he could just fix it as much as he can. I won't make you pay, and I apologize for the inconvenience. And I just kind of leave it at that.
Okay. And do you collaborate with other businesses in that vicinity? Because I mean, I know next door, what's it called? VI.
Oh, the Viet Shack.
Yeah, Viet Shack. T. Amazing.
Shout out to T.
Shout out to T. Amazing egg rolls over there. I haven't tried anything else. I just kind of tap in with whatever I'm enjoying. I usually stay in that lane. I don't venture off. I'm sure other food is amazing there. But like, do you guys do any bartering as far as like trade-offs or business-wise or anybody else over there?
It's just a lot of referral, like a lot of, hey, go to this spot. They got good food. Same thing. He'll tell, hey, go to that barbershop. We've never really officially set up like a collab thing. We'll give him cards to hand out and vice versa. He'll give us menus and whatnot. Same thing with T-Mobile. I know they mentioned, hey, you give us some clients. We'll obviously share the love and everybody on our strip too. But not necessarily like a collab where I guess meet up and do other things, but just your typical word of mouth.
Well, you've done some stuff I know with when you guys do the raising like school or back to school stuff where you're giving back. Like, how do you pick the schools that you want to, or it's not so much the schools, because I'm sure it's more community based than anything. Right. But like you guys were doing raising awareness in regards to like clothes and school supplies and stuff like that. Like, who did you get involved with on that side? So
shout out to my good friends of mine, the Barber Effect. They're a private gym they own out in Phoenix, 35th Avenue Southern. Okay. So it was their event. It was Fit for School. They do it every year. And they wanted us to be a sponsor to hold a box to collect as much school supplies, water, clothes, socks, things like that.
I love hearing stuff like that. Yeah.
So definitely, the Barbell Effect.
Shout out the Barbell Effect.
Yeah, they're doing good things over there. So they gave us the opportunity to host, like a donation box, and then we were able to blast that out and try to get as much.
Do they just do back to school stuff, or do they do Thanksgiving, Christmas?
Every major holiday, back to school is a big one. But they do a big thing for Thanksgiving, Christmas. So look out for that. We'll have a box for that as well, I'm sure. And then they do a whole, everything else throughout the year as far as to collab and promote their business. So you'll see it. Yeah, you'll see a lot of collabs.
Yeah, definitely show your support for those that like to give back to the community is super important. What do you feel are like the key factors to keep your business as far as like longevity goes? What do you feel are some of the key factors you picked up along the way in order to sustain being successful?
I think in our industry, I think it's just being professional and being kind, just being good to everybody. I think people come back to us because we have such a good reputation of it's so clean in there. They're respectful. When the kids and moms come in, we tone it down with the language, things like that. I think it's the the environment that we established in there is what people like. And on top of a good haircut, that's what keeps everybody coming back. So
most what would you say is what would you say you want your legacy to be as far as Marcus?
Good question.
what do you want to be remembered for?
Man, I knew you were gonna ask this.
Yeah.
I don't have a good answer for it. I just. Oh man, let me think. Because I never like to talk about myself.
That's
ever.
fair.
I
That's
don't
humble.
yeah, never like to talk about myself.
Selfless.
But I just hope everybody just likes me for me. Just knowing that he was a good guy. I hope my kids could look at me and look up to me, and being their hero. Yeah, that's something that is important.
Mm-hmm.
Just being genuine, just all around. So, like I said, it's weird. It's weird for me to talk about myself like that. I've never had to talk about myself like that.
I could tell. No, you're super selfless, and it shows.
Yeah,
though,
but yeah,
no,
that's all I got, man.
Well, I just want to say thank you for your time. I appreciate you stopping by.
Yes.
Anybody looking to get your haircut, go ahead and shout yourself out and let them know.
We're Marcus Anthony's Barber Lounge. We're on Priest and Elliott. We're open 6 days a week. Closed on Mondays. We have 8 barbers in there. You could book online at mabarberlounge.com. Give us a follow, Marcus Anthony's _Barber Lounge. And hope to see you guys soon.
I hope y'all enjoyed this episode and stay tuned for more.
Yes. Thank you, Rob.
We out.